right, he's James Lofton, Hall of Fame wide receiver. Of course, would do the games every Sunday night on Westwood One, the radio analyst. And seventh straight Super Bowl you've covered. Does that sound right?
7. Yep.
Yeah, but are you working the sidelines?
I work and I have the winning team sideline.
Well, who's the winning team?
I thought I told you at the end of the segment. That's what it said on my.
So that's a tease.
Script.
Okay,
yeah,
that's a tease. So you get to cover the winning team.
Actually, I have the NFC. I don't know who's going to win the game.
You think Carolina's better?
You know, it's funny when you're around the guys all week long and you're doing interviews.
Yeah.
You start to buy in. I mean, they could send the last place team in the NFL here. You cover them for a week, and you start to believe they're going to win the game.
Who do you want to interview?
Who? Well, I've talked to a couple of guys, and I tell you what's interesting. You know, the kid Philly Brown, Corey Brown.
Yeah.
He kind of changed his name again back to Philly Brown during the season. So I found out why. Ricky Prohl, his wide receiver coach, told me that during training camp he wanted to be called Corey. Well, he didn't have a good camp. So once camp was over and season started, he said, I need to go back to Philly. He started playing a little better, so now it's back to Philly Brown.
If you could ask Cam a question and get
Where'd you get those pants?
Oh, that's what you want to know? If you could ask him one question, though, knowing you're getting an honest answer out of him,
okay,
what would it be?
Ooh. I think you're going to get an honest answer out of him about a lot of questions. He doesn't seem to have a huge filter when he's talking to you. I remember early in his career when he really wore his emotions on his sleeve. After a game, he'd have the towel over his head. He'd be despondent if they had lost. The exuberance that he shows now, I think is second to none. And, you know, the post first down celebrations, the touchdown moves, and then the handing the ball to a kid. I mean, what about the old people? There are old people want footballs too.
But I did. There was a great article in Sports Illustrated. Was it Michael Rosenberg, McLovin?
Yeah, column on SI.com by Michael Rosenberg.
And it basically says everybody keeps talking about people critical of Cam Newton and all these celebrations. But who are these? Like, who are the critics?
Yeah, where are they?
We created this. We don't know where they are, but they're out there. And apparently they're writing columns or they're on TV, but there's no names attached to this. Why have we created something here?
Well, I think anytime we get somebody who is hip, who creates a buzz, there has to be somebody to knock them. You know, act like you've been there before. Well, he is acting like he's been there before, and this is what he does when he gets there. So when he gets a first down, this is what he does. The Superman pose, the dab, these are the things that he does. So I don't remember criticizing Billy White Shoes Johnson when he would do his little day. We waited as a player, and I'm playing against the Atlanta Falcons when he was there at the time. I wanted to see that dance. It wasn't that I
But it's
wanted.
the position, though, James, that we have a problem. Wide receiver, we're fine, or running back, we're fine.
But we get officials who get exuberant about first down and, you know, calling flags against people and explaining the rules to us. And they come back, you know, under the hood. That play is not that stands or that's confirmed. And so there's drama in everything that goes on in the NFL now. So why not?
I'm fine with what Cam does. I think people
Plus he's bigger than us too.
Yeah. If you had one question to ask Peyton Manning and you're getting an honest answer.
Peyton Manning, one question. Who's your agent for all the commercials? You know what? A little Super Bowl trivia.
Oh, okay.
For you guys.
Okay.
Because we're talking about the quarterback so much. This set of quarterbacks, the tallest backup quarterbacks in NFL history, Osweiler and Derek Anderson. Why is that not the topic of conversation? The tallest ever.
Well, if I combine both of them, the starter and the backup, nobody's coming close either because they're both 6'5".
And you throw in Joe Webb, the other quarterback, you've got a good,
decent basketball team.
You've got a very good basketball team.
Well, I'll let you have. I'm going to take Cam. You can have Peyton. If we're starting a basketball team, the reaction to Calvin Johnson that it looks like he may be done at age 30.
I'm not totally surprised, and I don't know if we're going to be headed in this direction a little more often, where guys start to retire at 27, 28, because they have made their fortunes. They don't see the trajectory of their team headed in the right direction. And once you get not content, because I think contentment is not the fulfillment of what you want, because Calvin Johnson wanted just as much as any other player to win a championship. But I think he realizes how much he has already accomplished. And could there be more? Sure, there could be more numbers, but I like his career and I like what he's done.
But if I don't know if guys don't have this perspective, this wherewithal of saying, I've accomplished enough, I've made enough, and I can get out.
Right.
I don't, because look, when's the last time you ran into somebody who says, I got enough money, I'm done?
Yeah.
Unless it's Gates or Warren Buffett, you're going to continue to play. And at age 30, it's like a childhood actor. Like, it's done. And then you go, now what do I do with the rest of my life here?
I think it will be interesting once he steps away in the fall and there's no training camp, there's no team camaraderie. Those things are the things that he's going to miss. But at some point, every player who plays, every player becomes an ex-player. So we don't cry over the guy who gets cut when he's 24 years old, because he wasn't good enough to play in the league. And now we're looking at a guy who we looked at as a superstar, and he's stepping away. Now, what if he had played till he was 33, and the last couple of years, the numbers had gone down?
Or he got hurt.
Last year, he caught 61 passes, and he only scored 2 touchdowns, and we'd be all over him.
Yeah.
So he's kind of going out on top.
All right, McLovin, give James the poll question here.
Okay, best receiver the last 20 years. I'm going to give you T.O.
Wait. 20 years. When did I retire?
No, you're not involved. You're not involved in it.
Just missed it by a year.
T.O.
T.O.
Randy Moss, Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson, and Marvin Harrison.
Yes.
Can you pick one?
I don't think that you can really pick and choose between them, because they are similar in that they all put up great numbers, but they are not similar on the field.
Okay, we have a draft, and you're taking a wide receiver, you're on the clock.
Am I playing indoors, outdoors? What region of the country? And how long is my contract?
This is where that Stanford education comes in. Come on.
Repeat the question, stall for time. That's what I'm doing. What were the 5 again?
Oh, boy. Okay, Randy Moss, Larry Fitzgerald, Calvin Johnson, T.O., or Marvin Harrison?
I'll take Larry Fitzgerald for 500, please.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. I remember when I was coaching.
But you don't want personality.
I remember when I was coaching, and I watched Larry Fitzgerald on film at Pitt. And I remember thinking, boy, he's not really fast, but he keeps catching the ball. He just keeps repeating over and over. And I just remember watching him in that playoff game a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Just so strong against the Green Bay Packers. And at 31, I'm trying to think of the other guys when they were 31. And Larry, when he came in, was phenomenal when he came into the league also.
He's James Lofton, the Hall of Famer, working for Westwood One. He'll be on the sidelines for the NFC for Super Bowl 50. We'll come back. Would you go outside with us to show us what a catch is?
You bet I would.
And what a catch isn't?
I don't know what a catch is not. I almost dropped the ball once. Almost.
James and his ego will go outside with us when we return here. This is the Dan Patrick Show.